Hello, everybody. How we doing this shitty Monday night, huh? Hello, everybody. Oh, hello. Guess we're live here. Alright, how did everyone think of this Raw? Y'all probably know my reaction already, just by my tone here. Listen, I've said this for weeks and weeks and weeks. This is the build to fucking WrestleMania. The start of the show is pretty fucking good. I'm not gonna lie, that fucking beat the clock challenge shit, that was good. I like that. It was something different, and all three girls were on the show. I was fine with that. It's not a problem. It was actually a good start. I thought, oh man, it's actually a steady pace. It's gonna be high profiled, high energy, and then just died. Just steady downhill from there. And I just wish WWE just knew how to continue that hot, upbeat for the whole entire show, and they just fucking can't. They just fucking can't. And it pisses me off to no end. Man. And like I said before, even though I'm going to the show, I'm still gonna look forward to it. This is definitely go down as probably one of the worst build-ups in WrestleMania history for sure. But by all means doesn't mean that it's going to be a bad time. I think it'll be a great time, to be honest with you, no matter how shitty the build-up is. Sorry, I'm trying to get this shit going over here. My laptop, or my other screen here. Yeah, I no matter how shitty the build-up is, it's gonna be a fun time. I'm gonna see a lot of people. I'm gonna meet a lot of people, and it'll be all fine and dandy and fucking fantastic and all. But this is definitely probably, if not one of the worst build-ups to WrestleMania I've ever seen. But I'll start with the show here. I didn't tweet a lot tonight, just a little stuff. I just feel like, I don't know. I don't think if every single thought in my head needs to be on Twitter. So I try not to be annoying on Twitter, as I sometimes am, but sometimes I just ramble. But anyways, the show starts off with this Beat the Clock challenge. And, well, first off, let me go back a little bit. The show starts off with them just fucking promoting this main event for the woman, and it is awesome. That is just fucking fantastic. But I hate how WWE, they just self-promote. This was before New York Times and Bleacher Report and, all these fucking major news outlets, ESPN. It's like, that was us on everything. That's us, and I get they're proud. I get that. But it's like they're shoving it down your fucking throat. So to add on to it, they have this Beat the Clock challenge. Start off the show. And Ronda comes out, says a couple of things, drops the mic, picks the mic back up, says a couple more shit, drops the mic again, picks it up a third time. It basically says, we're main event WrestleMania, you're welcome. And that was kind of funny. And I'm glad that it was kind of like a short thing for Ronda. I don't think she needs to talk anymore. I think she just needs to, obviously display her power and, her strength and fucking charisma and badass attitude. She needs to do that instead of just talking. But moving on, it was basically, you've all saw it, Ronda, Charlotte, and Becky Lynch versus basically the Riot Squad, and it's Beat the Clock challenge. Ronda starts off by beating Sarah Logan with a minute 25, and then next it was Charlotte versus Ruby Riott. She did not beat the clock, but it was Becky Lynch versus Mandy Rhodes, Liv Morgan, and she beat it with a minute and 19 seconds, something like that. But that high energy for the whole show, I wish that was the whole show. I felt energized watching the fucking show, and I just didn't. The rest of the show just fell apart, just miserably fell apart, and I feel bad that it did, because I want to be excited for WrestleMania, man, and I am. But if I wasn't going to WrestleMania, I wouldn't be this excited. I'll be completely honest with you. If WrestleMania was not, if I wasn't going to WrestleMania, I would not be as excited for the show. But, you know, just dull. There's no word for it other than dull. It's just very dull. But I liked this a great deal. Something different. And then I guess next we're going to have Becky, Ronda, and Charlotte versus Riot Squad. You know that'll probably end the fucking show. Next week, sorry, I've a lot of carbonation in there right now. But moving on here, it was Finn Balor versus Bobby and Bobby Lashley, and I guess it was supposed to be a rush, but he's not medically cleared to compete, and I think that's a real thing. I think he's actually hurt, so I think his replacement was Jinder Mahal, which I about threw up my fucking mouth. And I tweeted out, I was like, you know, I kind of hope Finn loses here. And I said, because I think he's better than... He deserves better than Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania. And I know that kind of rubs off the wrong way here, but I don't think Bobby Lashley is as good as everyone thinks he is. Actually, in all honesty, I think he really just fucking sucks. I was never a Bobby Lashley fan. I always hated Bobby Lashley. I always hated just his persona, just his everything. I always hated it. But my point was, the reason why I wanted Finn to lose was I was still on the fence of the rumor of him and Undertaker, compete at WrestleMania. I knew that wasn't going to be a thing. I knew that was all fake, and I made a video on it. I knew it wasn't going to happen. But I don't even want him to lose because of that. I just think he deserves better than Bobby Lashley. I think he deserves to compete for the IC title, but I don't think... I just don't think he does... He's better than Bobby Lashley. He deserves better than Bobby Lashley. I'm just going to put it right for it. He deserves to be like upper mid-card to just main card. Hands down. You know, they put a triple threat somehow with this, with like Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, and Brock. That would have been fucking cool. That'll never happen now. But that's still been pretty cool. I just think he's just better than where he's at now. Much better. But of course, I have this match, and Finn wins, and I was actually slightly disappointed, not gonna lie. But I'm glad. If he's gonna win, if he wins back to WrestleMania as the Demon, then great. I'll be happy. As long as the Demon's at WrestleMania, I don't care. As long as the Demon's at WrestleMania, it's fine with me. But then Bobby Lashley gets mad at, at fucking Jinder Mahal and Sin Brothers and all that, and I guess we're just gonna, have this Bobby Lashley versus Finn Balor for the fucking 400th time in a row. Moving on here, we have this. I'm just gonna talk about it once. I don't want to talk about it 3 different times, but we have this thing where Elias is in New York City. He first is in Times Square. Talks about his promotion for one promotion for this concert WrestleMania, which is gonna lead to something with an Undertaker appearance, a Rock appearance, or something. This major, concert he's putting on here. He's just self-promoting the whole time. At the end of it, though, he gets robbed and doesn't even know it. But just self-promotion for him for this WrestleMania thing, for this concert. So I'm wondering what they're going to do here. Someone's going to come out, a legend. You know it. You know it's a legend's going to come out here. So we'll wait to see. I hope it's Taker. Just me as a Taker fan. I want to see him WrestleMania once before he goes away forever. At this point, at this rate, he's never going to go fucking away. But I just want to see him once WrestleMania. This is how you're going to do it with Elias. Okay, I would be content with that. Moving on, we had Aleister Black and Ricochet versus... I almost said DIY. Versus the Revival. And it was a good match. Ricochet's just fucking insane, dude. He's just fucking insane. I can't wait for him to actually, just take off here. I hope in the summer he has a great summer. He just takes off and it's all uphill from there for him. But Aleister Black and Ricochet win, and I guess the Revival is buried as tag team champions. I don't know. I think they're out the door. This is my personal opinion. I want them to leave. Not because I like the Revival. I like the Revival a lot, but they need to leave WWE. It's obvious not happy there. It's obvious WWE's not too happy with them. They just need to go AEW and get the hell out of there. But moving on, we had Drew McIntyre come out. Basically, wants his answer from Roman Reigns for his he challenged him at WrestleMania, and talks about Roman Reigns' wife and kids and how it's gonna be harder for him to beat Drew McIntyre than leukemia, which pushing buttons there, WWE. My God. But anyways, Roman accepts and says, "But keep my family's name out of your mouth," and beat the living shit out of him. And then Drew McIntyre gets the better of him, which is actually interesting because it's making you think that Roman Reigns isn't 100%. He's not gonna say he's still sick, but he's still not 100%, and he actually might lose it. He won't, but I just feel like they're portraying him that he's not 100% all there, and that he is not the strongest he can be, and that he might lose at WrestleMania. I just find that interesting how they're portraying him like that. But anyways, we go to the backstage segment, and it's Drew McIntyre and Dean Ambrose in the back, and I guess Dean Ambrose challenges Drew McIntyre to a last man standing match, and which I'll get to in a minute here. It didn't live up to the hype as the first match they had a couple weeks ago in Raw, but that was made official. And moving on, we had Sasha Banks versus who the hell she fight? Fucking Natty. She fought Natty, and isn't me like back in the old days, like in the Attitude Era, the Ruthless Aggression era, when someone was in their hometown, like you fucking knew they were in their hometown. Half the people didn't even know that Sasha was in Boston. You wouldn't even know it until the commentator said something. Back in the day, we were like, I remember, for instance, Kurt Angle, when he come to Pittsburgh, that crowd would just fucking erupt. Dan O'Brien, every time he goes to, he's from Aberdeen, but every time he goes to Seattle, that place fucking erupts. A couple other examples. Shawn Michaels in San Antonio, that place fucking erupt. But like with recently, just last couple of years, it's like you wouldn't know these people were from these cities. I just feel like that magic is just not there anymore. I felt it when I was in Pittsburgh a couple weeks ago with Kurt Angle announced his retirement. That was pretty special, but I really just don't get that. Just that cool vibe. That's just my opinion. But moving on here, they had a pretty good, decent match. But then, of course, it was ruined by Nia Jax and Tamina Snuka. And then fucking Beth Phoenix puts her up in this. I forget what the hell her finisher's called, but put Tamina up in her finisher. And my God, can she still fucking lift up? I thought she's still a fucking tank, man. Even hold her up like that, god damn. But I guess I'm a triple threat with this. I kind of hope last minute they insert Trish and Lita. I doubt it. They are advertised for WrestleCon, and I've noticed this trend where if the person from WrestleCon is supposed to have any affiliation with WWE during that weekend, like in WrestleMania, they'll cancel, and they haven't canceled. Like Shane Helms got canceled, Abyss got canceled, because they were signed to WWE. So, for the women's tag teams titles, I feel like you need like another big tag team name, not just like two people like Trish and Lita. I think that's really who you need. Take a more authenticated first time defending them at WrestleMania. And I love Beth Phoenix and I love Natty, but I think you need two bigger names than them. So the build up to that is interesting. I get it, but again, it's falling flat here, like everything else here. And then they had a cool package where they're introducing the Hart Foundation for the Hall of Fame, and come back to the ring and Natty's crying, and upset and happy for her dad. And I had a live stream earlier today, and I said it's a damn shame that they just missed this by like 7-8 months. When did he die? He died in August, so we are over 7 months now, and it's a damn shame that it just happened. He got inducted as a Hart member, Hart Foundation. He got inducted as in the Hart Foundation in the Hall of Fame right after he died. It's a damn shame, but happy for Natalya, happy for Jim, and interested to see who's going to induct them. We had a backstage segment with Baron Corbin and Kurt Angle. Not much to say about there. We had another segment with Moment of Bliss with Braun Strowman and the guys from SNL, and I guess Braun Strowman challenges them to, I can't remember the hell their names are, Colin and what the fuck their names are. But he challenges them to be in the, Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. That just pisses me off to no end. I'm going to be honest with you. And here's why. Number one, this was a legit Battle Royal, like WrestleMania 30 and 31. And then over the years, it kind of become a fucking joke. And I think now this year, you just solidified that this fucking Battle Royal is a joke. Because you're going to have two fucking actors from SNL join the Battle Royal for storyline. And it's supposed to be in honor of this massive wrestler, literally and figuratively, supposed to honor him, and you're making kind of a joke with another storyline with two actors from SNL. Fuck that, dude. That's fucking stupid. It's just fucking stupid. So I guess we're going to have Braun Strowman and these two jackoffs from SNL fighting in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. And the finish is going to be something fucking stupid. Just, I'm so fucking want to throw up about Jesus. Poor fucking Andre's, honor him, and it's just fucking ridiculous, dude. But then moving on, we had Baron Corbin, Apollo Crews, boring match as usual. Basically talk shit, Kurt Angle, and then afterwards, Seth Rollins come out, does his promo. Paul Heyman comes out, does his promo. This fucking kid I'm about to retweet doing this, making fun of Paul Heyman. That was fucking funny, dude. And then, as about the second about to be over, Paul Heyman's walking out. Seth Rollins chases him down, and Paul Heyman falls down and said, "I hope you win. I hope you win." I thought that was kind of funny. But that was it. That was it for that segment. That was kind of just a waste of space there. And then what was funny was that as Paul Heyman was trying to leave, Kurt Angle's music comes out and was the audience chanting "You suck." He was pointing to Paul Heyman, which is kind of funny. But then we had this Kurt Angle versus Samoa Joe on Raw. And let me just stop there for a second and say that 3 years ago, could you imagine fucking Samoa Joe and Kurt Angle wrestling in WWE ring? Regardless of how the match was. The fact that those two names are wrestling on a Raw show, holy shit, man. Think about that. Think about that. If we were sitting here 3 years ago, just think about it. Never would have fucking happened. But the match, was slow. It was very slow pace. Kurt Angle he just can't move anymore, man. He just can't fucking move. So I hope tomorrow's night match with AJ Styles is a lot better. WWE is only doing this, and Kurt Angle might be doing just to say he did it. He wants to fight. He wants to fight in a way out, which is all fine and dandy. I don't expect it to be 5-star classics. Maybe in 2006 I would have, but it is what it is. It was slow paced, and Kurt Angle got the win with a kind of like a roll up type thing. But Samoa Joe was all angry and shocked and all that, and it's technically it should be in Kurt Angle on the way out of the door here. But I guess next week he's gonna be fighting. Who's he fighting? Rey Mysterio, which is really fucking cool. I think Rey would make him look a little better, I guess. He might not wrestle on SmackDown. That might just be it. But I hope if he does wrestle someone on SmackDown, it needs to be somebody like, oh man, who the fuck could it be on SmackDown? Jeff Hardy? That'd be kind of cool. Maybe Randy? He didn't have much history with Randy, did he? I don't think he had much history with Jeff Hardy either. Regardless, though. Next week's fighting Rey Mysterio, and I hope that's a hell of a better match. And then I hope they serve us WrestleMania with this Baron Corbin shit. Then moving on, we had this segment with Triple H, basically saying that Batista's lawyer sent Triple H a letter, tell him what he wants, what he really wants, and he wants, you get the joke. But basically wants another stipulation that if he wants Triple H to put his career on the line, and he accepts and says, whatever, I'll still kick your ass. And then that was it for that segment. And then we had a last man standing match with Dean Ambrose versus Drew McIntyre. and that wasn't a very good match either. I thought their street fight match was a hell of a lot fucking better. And Drew McIntyre wins there with the Claymore kick. Well, he puts him through the table first, and then he wins the Claymore kick, and that was it. That was Raw in a nutshell. 13 days away from WrestleMania 35, the 35th edition of WrestleMania. And this is the bullshit build-up that we have. That's why I put it in the title. The shitty build to WrestleMania. It's horrible. It's fucking horrendous. I'm just like appalled how awful this build-up is, man. But regardless, the show I give a 5. It was better. The only reason I give it a 5, fuck it, I'll give it a 6. I'm gonna give it a 6 because the first segment was good. But the rest of the show was just downhill. The Triple H promo was pretty good. Called Batista a douchebag, which is pretty funny. Because Triple H can basically say what the hell he wants, kind of. So that's really it for the show, man. Oh, man, I'm just not looking forward to the show. I'll take it back. I'm not looking forward to this build-up anymore. I don't want the build-up to be over. The show will be fucking awesome. Even if I was home watching it, I'd still be excited for the show. I wouldn't be as excited. But every year I'd be at home in my house, and I'd order food, and I'd drink beer, and I'd bring all my buddies over and watch WrestleMania. I get slightly drunk and pass out on my couch and then go to bed, and it would be a good time. That's what I've done every year, the last, 5 years. And this year, wouldn't have been any different. But I'm going to the show, and it'll be fine. I'll have fun. It'll be a fun fucking time. But I wish I'd be more excited with the build-up. And they were on a good start with the Ronda and Becky thing for a while. They kind of fell apart there. They haven't really ruined Kofi stuff yet. They're kind of getting there. But hope they don't push any further tomorrow or next Tuesday to make it worse either. The Batista and Triple H thing, it's okay. I've actually kind of enjoyed that better than most of the build-ups. The Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar thing I really couldn't give a shit more about. Kurt Angle's match, I'd be more excited if it was a right opponent. Hopefully swerve us. But I just said to my fiance tonight, I was like, I think I want to wear a Kurt Angle shirt. Because of the significance I have with Kurt Angle. I think I'd rather, it'd be fitting for me if I wore a Kurt Angle shirt or something. You guys know the story about me and Kurt Angle. But not personally Kurt Angle, but the story behind Kurt Angle and all the connections I have with him and his career and all that stuff. What are the matches there? Bobby Lashley and Finn Balor. I just want Finn Balor to come as a demon. The tag team titles I couldn't give a shit about. The Battle Royal I couldn't give a shit about. The Raw tags. I keep saying Raw tag team champions every week. I'm sorry. I keep the women's tag team champions. I don't give a shit about. That's it, man. That's really it. I don't know how much to comment on that. So let's just hope this last week is just a fucking two solid shows, and hopefully not two grown men fighting over a belt like Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns were a couple years ago. So that's it for me, guys. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. I like to say this every week. I like to be on tomorrow. Sometimes, some nights are better than others for me to come up here and do this. Monday's always great. Tuesdays are hit and miss. But the next couple weeks, you should get a couple videos from me. I like to put up as many videos as I can before WrestleMania. I like to put up a top 5 WrestleMania thing. I like to put up a story behind Kurt Angle, why I have such a fascination with him. I'd like to put up a couple other different videos, and then I will probably vlog during WrestleMania and upload them as frequently as I can. And after that, hopefully we'll go from there, and hopefully the channel grows a little more, So I will be on here as much as I can. Check me out on Twitter. Give me subscribe here. Check my music stuff out on links in the bio. That's been picking up a lot lately too, my other channel. But I appreciate all the loves and support you guys give me, and I will talk to you guys later. Take care.